at 6:59. Okay, someone to take notes, please, or take minutes. Or I can take minutes, I don't.
Somebody raised his hand down there.
Perfect, thank you, Dwight.
6:59, you said?
Yeah, call to order at 6:59. We have got a new committee member, so we all know Sandra McIntosh, but she is officially appointed to the committee now, which
Welcome.
is great. So we're happy to have her here. You wanna say anything?
Thanks for having me. Thanks for giving me the opportunity and allowing me to join you guys. I'm excited to work alongside all of you.
Well, we are excited to have you.
Thank you.
All right, attendance roll call.
It was Sharon?
Sandra.
Sandra, sorry.
Yes.
So I can do it if you wanna check them, Dwight. So Dwight Washington,
Present.
Sandra McIntosh,
Present.
Adam Montroy, here. And Trustee Kellerman.
Here,
All right, thank you. Approval of the agenda, before we do that, I would like to make an amendment. So Taylor and I were talking about, she reminded me that it's January, and so officer nominations are up for chair, vice chair, and secretary. I would like to, so we put that on there, but that was before we knew that Carolyn wasn't gonna be here. And then Mark is, submitted his appointment was up December 31st. He's resubmitted his appointment today, so he'll be on. So I would like to wait until we have the 6 sitting members, right? That would be 6, yeah, 6 of the 7 sitting members here at the same time, so that we can do those. Is everyone all right with that?
Let's support that motion.
All right, excellent. So, so we're gonna amend the agenda to move that to February. So let's see, we'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended. I guess I'll make a motion. And a second.
second.
All right, all in favor? And yes?
Yes.
Any opposed? No? All right, thank you. Approval of the minutes from November and December. We pushed the ones from November because we didn't have them at last meeting. So we got both November and December here. Are there any comments or?
I think I was here, oh, there I am, there, in December.
If there are no changes, I would make a motion that we approve the.
That's the one was gonna make, that I think I was here on December 9th, unless I'm lost it.
Are you not on here?
Nope.
Alright. So, how can we do that, Taylor? Can we just add it as now?
You can do it with an amendment and then I can just quickly add it
Okay,
after.
perfect. If that's the only thing, and
Yeah,
then
I
we're
can-
done for the
You
year.
can just edit the document he sent.
Okay, perfect. All
Okay.
right, so make a motion to amend the December 9th attendance roll call to include Trustee Kellerman. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No, all right, so we'll make that, so, and then we'll make a motion to approve the minutes, November as submitted and December as amended. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No, all right, thank you. So, let's see this. All right, any disclosures of conflict of interest?
None.
Nope, no public. We pushed the officer nominations. Ben, any word on a survey for Upton Road?
I
Nope,
don't have any updates for Upton Road.
okay. Kinda feel like that's all right, it's at the back burner of, for survey at least until
Can I ask
spring.
you a question?
Yep.
Still looking for if there's any old surveys for the senior center, parking general area, has that been exhausted, or is there, I was being sent here with that question.
Yeah, they've asked for surveys of that in the past, and we've given them what we have.
To, who-
To Judy and to
Judy.
the engineer that
So
was
what we've
previously
got, that's
doing,
it.
so what we have is what we have.
because I know they did something new for the fire station, but I guess that didn't.
That did not include
Expand.
the senior center, correct?
Okay, then I can give that answer clearly.
All right, we're good there?
Yep.
All right. Bath Summer Festival, this is just gonna be a standing item. So the four of us tried to meet. It was the holidays clearly, and it was like, I was gone, and then Steve was making tamales, and then so we just said we're regrouping now that everyone is back in town, to do sort of a first meeting, start to build out beyond what we have already. And then the intention is, I think, to come up with a budget as soon as we can kind of do that. So, anything from your end? Does that seem reasonable? That's
Yeah.
the kind of, we're all on that same page of.
Yep.
Now we need to get together now that everyone's back from holiday travel, so.
Where does the money for that budget come from?
So we're gonna put the budget together, and then we're gonna most likely come and ask some of the township, or some from the township, not a determined amount right now. And then, sponsorships, and then probably think about some fundraising type things. Yeah. So, and then I think there'll be some revenue, I'd imagine there'll be potentially some revenue from vendors, if we do some type of vendor event, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, the goal is to get an idea so that then we can get a budget, so that then we can come with an initial ask and then put together, sponsorship packets or sponsorship decisions. All right, that's gonna start to move pretty quickly here, so it's like 7 months.
Yeah.
So it's gonna start to come quickly, I would we will have like multiple updates, at each of these meetings, and then, if there's other things during the month between our meetings that we need from anyone or to let you know, we'll be able to do that as well. So. And I think once we have kind of everything laid out, then we'll start to be able to assign some tasks of
Yeah.
who's responsible for what, and if we start to see gaps, we may make an ask, or we'll see, but we wanna get that down on paper first. All right, new business, there's none. Staff reports? Ben or Jean?
I don't have a whole lot to update on, senior center siding, that project should be wrapping up this week, they started, putting the new siding on today. So hopefully that gets wrapped up by the end of the week. Park Lake ice is looking good, seen a few people out there, Roger and I went out and checked, we had 4 or 5 inches of ice.
Nice.
I had some discussion with James, he'll probably wanna fill in on that. And then one other thing that, came to, my attention this week is Clinton County, the road commission, passed this on to me, and there's some grant money that was received that they're spreading out around Clinton County for artwork around storm drains. And it's kind of a semi-permanent, piece of artwork, an educational piece to that, with educating people that, we're only putting stormwater into these drains, try to keep it clean from trash and other oil spills or anything like that. So that's an opportunity, if you guys had any ideas on where, they don't wanna put it in like along the road, cause they don't wanna create like a driver distraction. But somewhere in our parks, I was kinda thinking, there's a spillway at the end of the beach parking lot. Kinda where the sidewalk meets up with headed towards the little pavilion there.
Oh, yep,
And then possibly, like over by the boat launch area, one of those catch basins. That's not necessarily connected to the road, but somewhere where there's some higher pedestrian traffic.
yep.
And it's, like I said, it's a semi-permanent piece of artwork, they're working on getting an artist together. Too bad we didn't have a public art committee to bring this to, but, so if you guys had any ideas on locations, it's a simple power washing if we don't like it or don't wanna have it anymore, but they figured they'll last about 10 years.
Okay.
So it's free, it's nothing, that we have to put any money towards, and I thought it'd be something unique and a little bit, just nice to have in our community, that if it fit in with our parks, that'd be great, if not, then, maybe we could find another catch basin or something around, if you guys had any ideas.
And so the piece of art is like
They're gonna-
interpretive, it's like a interpretive texts and
Probably.
graphics
Yeah, I don't
around
know. I didn't
what's
get- I haven't-
happening, is
yeah,
that
I
okay?
haven't had any examples of any of the artwork yet, but they're, like I said, they're still working on getting an artist. They did, I think they did 17 of these in Ingham County last year.
Nice.
So that's just something kinda cool that we might be able to get our hands on for nothing. For no cost.
I'm wondering if the Bath Library would have some ideas on some artists. They were kind of connected to to the art group and some overlapping people.
Okay.
But I also am thinking that they took one of these things, and now I'm struggling to talk, excuse me. The Lake Lansing is our next door neighbor, and you have some, like, Bath is kind of goes like right up to the edge, and if there's someplace over there that can show us some connectivity to that, body of water, that'd be nice. And that's educational, there's a couple residential areas over there.
Yeah. Okay, I think, I'm not sure who's, it's not Clinton County, it's the, I was trying to find this, GLRC members.
Great Lakes,
Recreational,
GLRC.
I don't know.
Or Greater Lansing
Greater Lansing
Regional.
Yeah,
Regional Commission.
regional, something. I don't know, I'm not familiar with the group, but, that's where the funding is coming from.
Okay,
And I guess DeWitt Township and, the city of DeWitt are both interested in doing this too, so.
okay.
Nothing, I don't think anything that we need to take to the board or anything, it was just it's nothing, it really is just a simple little art drawing around maybe 10 square feet is all.
And do you know, are each of these that are going in, are they going to all be the same piece of art, or are they like all different? Like, so you said there's like 17 in Ingham County, will they like, is it the same?
I'm assuming it's the same message, but the artist probably tries to incorporate the, the surrounding areas and where it's at. I'm not 100% sure, like I said, I haven't seen any of the examples that they did in Lansing.
Yeah.
Or Ingham County. But I just thought it was something unique we could be able to participate in.
Makes me think about having an art tour in the future, right? If there's 17 of them in, I mean, you don't need to go to all of them, but if it could go, some in DeWitt,
That-
some here, some in Ingham, that could be something
It is
where,
something that they wanted to have the locations locked down by the end of January, so.
Okay.
Maybe something, I don't know if you guys had any, those were my two ideas. If you guys had any other ideas, I could run those past Miles. It's just kind of a little placemaking, project.
Is there a spot maybe over at Wiswasser Park?
There is, but it's not that visible.
Okay.
And it's closer to the road. The only one, they're not in the, they may be in the road right away, but they're not attached to the side of the road, so I think they'd be far enough away. Mark Trotter, the road engineer, actually suggested one of the ones at the boat launch.
I like the idea of it being somewhere where there's high traffic already, right? I mean, two ways to go about it is one, put art somewhere that drives people to a place where they haven't been or they don't go,
They might
or you
dump.
put it where it's visible and active space already.
And that's kinda why I was thinking the beach, right there in the corner of that parking lot, cause that is a pretty hot, recreation area during the summer.
Yeah, definitely.
You only get one?
I think so.
I'm also wondering if, is there a drain at the soccer fields?
Not
I
yet.
don't think-
There probably will be at some point with this new development that's
Right.
going in, but. And I'm just thinking high traffic, and that's really is Park Lake corridor.
Right.
The only other one that I can think of is, but there's not concrete around it, it's actually just in the grass, it's at Wiswasser Park in the playground, just off the playground. But there's no concrete around it.
Okay.
But maybe even, I mean, I don't know if they want anything painted on their in our parking lot here. There's several catch basins
Why not?
right here. Also, so I was just looking for some ideas. If you guys had any, then I could take them and we could kinda make a decision.
I like the Park Lake corridor. Seems reasonable, especially because there's the other art piece installed there across it. You know, at the park, it's kind of like it starts to make a little art piece there, or art space there, with multiple pieces. Cool.
That's all I have.
All right, James.
Couple things. One is I met with Sam from underneath the nets, or under the nets, the gym facility. And he's really interested in partnering with us, so he's not really looking at competitive basketball, but like, open gym for volleyball and pickleball and sports clinics for youth. He's really interested in, making that happen. So I'm gonna have a follow-up meeting with him, within the next 2 weeks to kind of work some things out, and I'll bring that back to the group for the February meeting.
And what is under the nets? I don't know that organization.
It's like a big barn facility, but it has a nice gym inside. It has, golf simulators in there.
Where is it?
It's in DeWitt. It's about 10, 15 minutes away from here.
Okay,
It's great on Chadwick Road, just east of 120, or Old 27.
okay,
I happened to stumble on it. I went there for my son's birthday party. He had it, with a bunch of kids from his school, and I didn't know anything about it, and I mentioned something to James, and I kinda forgot about it, but he.
cool.
Pickleball.
Yeah,
courts there
they
now?
have 3 pickleball courts. They have volleyball nets. I mean, it's a nice gym, and he's a really nice guy, and I think that we could do, we could work well together.
Cool.
Neat.
I think there's one full-size basketball court, and I think 3 cross courts, so there's like.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, so it's big.
It's a
Yeah.
big facility.
And he has like the, where you can run 2 volleyball games at a time, and then he has like the centerpiece volleyball set too to run the full gym, so.
Under the nets, yeah.
I will be attending the Michigan Market Manager Certificate Training the 17th and 18th of this month. So I'm excited to learn more about the farmer's market. And I also will be attending a therapeutic recreation and inclusivity workshop in Sterling Heights. And some of the things that we're going to discuss, some of the sessions are creating inclusive recreational spaces, programming for Special Olympics. So I'm looking forward to that also, just kind of expanding our programming within Bath Township.
And when is that, did you say? Next
It's-
month?
It's January 15th.
Oh, all right.
I also put together a tentative calendar for programming over 2025. I'm just waiting to hear back from community partners to kind of confirm those, set some dates and confirm actually, you know, the program that we can run here in Bath, so excited to get things rolling.
Yeah. Thank you for doing a calendar for the year. It's something we've talked about for a while, and like, so thank you for taking the initiative to do that.
And I could email that out if you all would like to look that over, review that. Taylor and I sat down
Okay.
and looked that over.
Yeah, once you feel like it's in a, you know, if you're still waiting to like finalize dates or things like that, but yeah, once you have it, we could always put it on as an agenda item during this time and then sort of go through it if people had any questions, or that would be great.
Okay.
And for those of you that don't know, the Farmers Market Market Manager Certificate Program is through the Farmers Market Association, and it's something that we've had, I don't know if it's a requirement, it's strongly encouraged that whoever is the market manager here goes through that certificate program. So it has, I don't know, I used to be a lot more familiar with the program, but you used to have like an individual kind of project or component that you did that was really specific to your market or something you wanted to do in the upcoming year, and so So I'm glad that you were here since I only don't run it all year long. I'm glad you were here to take that before your first season.
Yeah, it's like a 4-week process. They have course assignments and webinars and then the final presentation, so I think it would be really beneficial to be part of that, so I'm
Yeah.
excited.
And if at any point with that, I think you have my cell number, right?
Yes.
If at any point you have any issues with that, just not issues like bad issues, but like things that you need or questions that you have that you don't get answered, they're really good at answering questions. But my wife was the founding executive director for MIFMA, and she's not there anymore. She hasn't been there for probably almost a decade or more. But we still know the executive director. It was like the first person she hired and helped design the program. So if you have like, if you're like, I don't remember what this was, what I was supposed to do, and they again, they're good at answering questions and being responsive to people in their certificate program. But if you need anything with that, just give me a call or shoot me a text or something.
Thank you. I'll be sure to reach out.
All right. Anything else from either of you?
Youth basketball, our partnership with Meridian Township, they had their first game on Saturday, so they've been practicing, so that's exciting. And U6 soccer registration will begin on February 1st. Also, we have the Greater Lansing Area Drummers that meet at the Bath Community Center on Sundays from 2 to 4, and it's a free program. It's open to the public, so if anyone wants to join them, it's kind of a drop-in program.
That's every Saturday?
Every Sunday, 2 to 4, I'm
Sunday.
sorry.
Is it?
That's basketball?
No, it's
Drumming.
Drumming, oh, cool.
Can people drum with them?
Yeah. And it's hand drumming, so don't need a lot of equipment. And they have equipment that you can borrow also.
Nice. All right.
Questions? I was excited, interested, see a lot of possibilities, and I'm curious to know a little bit of background and where you were thinking about going with Special Olympics. And I wasn't really aware if we had a population in Bath that met that need, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I know in DeWitt, they do for the DeWitt Area Parks and Recreation Association, they do Miracle League, which is baseball for special needs youth and young adults. And I've heard great things about that. And not to duplicate services, but if we possibly could do basketball or, another sport that would allow youth, not only from Bath, but around the surrounding areas to have fun or join that sport and learn skill and socialize it. But I have to learn, I don't know enough right now to say actually what we can do, but I'm looking to work with others that do have expertise in that area. So networking at this workshop will be awesome to learn more about what other communities are doing. And actually the executive director from Special Olympics will be one of the speakers at this event. So looking forward to getting more information. I can share that after I learn more.
Seems like a really rich possibility to find a niche within the Special Olympics and open that up to the surrounding areas. I could be good for Bath and people recognizing that we're here and to have a recreational opportunity. So I hope we can further discuss that as it progresses.
Yes,
Or we get through with your club.
yes, I think that could be great for the participants and the township. So
Definitely. All right, moving on. We're gonna get everyone home for the football game.
Wild.
Public comment, we are not there. Anything from you, Sharon?
Are we on live now?
We're recording, we
We're
don't
recording.
live stream.
Okay, then I'll add, I got bitched at too, that we need to speak closer to our mics, all of us.
All right.
Like really closer, because I've heard of a lot of complaints that they can't hear us, and that's mostly because we don't use the mics very well.
I mean, most people do use them, but also I know Superintendent Hildebrandt talked during the board meeting. It also is dependent on individuals' connection with their own Wi-Fi service
Right.
and the device that they're using.
Right.
So that can also have a difference in
Right.
the quality of sound that you're
Right.
getting.
We can't do anything about that, but we can all
can
think
talk
and remind each other to
Yeah.
get your mic over by you, because they really can't hear you.
Sounds good.
Okay, that, I just wanted to, because that was brought up. And I got a generally really good positive from most of the board members about the festival. Hoping we can get it rolling.
Yeah, we're getting it rolling.
Yep.
That's it.
Anything else? We're good? All right. Anything from members?
I feel like we discussed, but I don't recall, because it was like last year. But, did we talk about looking at the health of our forests or the trees and what was going on there? Because I don't feel that that's been something that's been talked about in a while, but I don't really
I feel like
remember.
we talked about that at some
Was it
point.
the last, I feel like it was one of the last meetings, we've never done any sort of study, that I know as far as like an arborist come out and look at, you know, what our timber looks like, or do we need to cut timber? You know, that's part of managing a forest, you know, select cuts and different habitat. It might be worth looking into at some point, but that's not something that I know that we've ever done or had done here.
It's okay, because I guess I kind of remember that we did talk about it, but I wasn't really sure. And now, as the dialogue's helping me think too, that maybe, Rose Lake, if they do any sort of thing like that, that they might be interested, because they're kind of continuous in some places.
Yeah, I know they do, a fair amount of habitat restoration. I know, there's other state programs that, they're not necessarily here, but up where we have a hunting camp, they do a lot of, grouse enhancement management as a GEMS, as a program that they do. So I know there are programs out there, just depending on what we wanna do, or even just have a study, if it's worth doing anything, but,
Sounds good.
All right. Any other ones?
Welcome, James.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Sandra. So,
Good,
all right. Well, we're happy to have you.
thank you.
Thank you for a quick meeting, all. It was a easy one. We'll get you home before it gets too snowy, I guess. So, motion to adjourn at 7:27. Get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None? All right. Adjourned at 7:27.